What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 69 of Lyon Live, here in Football Manager 2019. Yes, we are back. I know someone is sniggering in the comments about the fact it's episode number 69. I'm going to not make any innuendos. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. We're back, though, and, well, hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Today, we're going to do, I think, 3 games. We've got Lille, Valencia and Metz. And then you can see next few episodes are going to be big ones. We've got Valencia, Dynamo Kiev, PSG also on the horizon waiting for us. And, well, yeah, hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. I do want to issue a little side note, I guess, before we get too far into this episode. This is the first of a number of episodes I'm having to record ahead of schedule. Just due to the fact that I'm away for 10 days. It's going to be a little bit tricky for me because I'm recording episodes ahead of schedule with this series. As you guys know, I traditionally like to kind of record them live as I go through. So there is a little bit of that viewer interaction lost. As a result, I don't want to do a load of episodes for whilst I'm away, so I'm like super far ahead and I can't, you know, take on board what you guys say, ideas, that kind of stuff. But equally, obviously, I want to keep bringing you guys episodes. So, yeah, over the next few weeks, the episodes are going to be a little infrequent. I will apologise for that in advance, but naturally, each one of these episodes is usually between about 40 minutes to an hour long. I've got to record probably 6 or 7 of these to go up whilst I'm away and ahead of when I'm away, obviously. I don't have 7 hours very often in like the same day when I'm working full-time and stuff, so it always becomes a little bit of a nightmare. The Canadian series, obviously, with the shorter episodes, it's a little more, I want to say it's more convenient, I guess, just to be able to sit down for 15, 20 minutes and record a video versus the kind of situation we have with this series where I do like them to be longer. That is the unique selling point of this series. It's the fact you get to see the dilemmas, you get to see the talking points, you see, you know, some of the nitty-gritty kind of goings-on off the pitch. And, well, I don't really want to lose that, obviously. But yeah, we've got Lille to start today's game. Konate going to be taking on his former club. I saw a few people over, you know, the last season or two saying, Jack, you've got to give Konate a chance in your team. He's so good for me in FM. Of course, we gave him a chance last episode and he just didn't live up to the billing. Lille are a club that, of course, he went on loan to for the last 2 years. So I don't know if this is the kind of game where he could have an insane redemption arc if we played him, or it could completely go wrong if we play him, and I feel like I'm probably going to play it safe. You can see Auger here continuing to improve. Man, he is so blooming good. Look at how much yellow there is. He's only 17. Soon to be 18, to be fair. He's growing up fast. But, yeah, he's an exciting prospect for sure. We have got a little bit in the way of fitness concerns. Markovic is struggling a little bit. I can bring in Lenglet, who is still unhappy, but I think we're going to chance him. And I think we'll bring in Lucas Romero as well to play right back for us. Coman on the right is carrying a bit of a knock. Do I want to play Malcolm or do I want to play Trincao? That's a dilemma, isn't it? I feel like Trincao and Malcolm, they're both kind of second fiddle on the right wing, but if we just compare them, who's the better player? Who is the better player? It's pretty close, isn't it? Trincao's a little better defensively, not quite as athletic. I don't actually know who I prefer here. I think I probably prefer Trincao, just because he's a little bit better in the air. We do get a fair few crosses with our system, and he's like a fan favourite, isn't he? Last year he really didn't get the same chances as previous years. This season he's been pretty poor, although he's only had 1 start in the league, which isn't really fair on him, I don't think. So we'll give him the start today. I think we'll play Depay as well ahead of Maulida. He's been a lot better in that position. Where is Tolisso? Tolisso is struggling a little bit for fitness. We have got a few players actually just a little tired. Gabel's on 88% condition isn't great. He's not started the season particularly well. He's got 4 goals in 9. Let's give Moise Kean the nod. Let's see what Moise Kean can do. It's getting to a point now that with Kean and Gabel struggling to score, I am thinking, you know, maybe we give the likes of Depay a chance at playing striker, maybe Fekir. You know, there are players who can play that area of the pitch for us. But anyway, I saw Lille's starting formation there. They're playing a 4-1-4-1. It's going to be that counter-attacking system that does scare me a little bit. I think our best bet is to try and control the play in this game. I think for this match, I might switch the fullbacks from attack to support, just because I am a little bit wary of the counter-attack. We'll see how this works for us. In terms of team instructions, am I happy with these? I feel like recently we've been having quite a lot of long shots. I'm actually going to include work the ball into the box. We'll see how that works out for us, I guess. But yeah, hopefully we can get off to a good start. Of course, last episode, some good results in the league. I guess in the Champions League it was a teeny bit concerning. It does mean today's game against Valencia becomes even more significant than it otherwise might have been. But I feel like the league almost has to become a focus at this point because it's almost more important than the Champions League at this moment in time, particularly off 3 defeats in a row. Let's hope we can bounce back though. Interestingly enough, half an hour gone, nothing. No chances, no shots for either team. We're not really finding the breakthrough, although highlight starts now. What can we do here? Fekir, Fred through Trincao, lovely little 1-2. Can he finish it? It hits the woodwork. I mean, it was superb until the finish for Trincao. Really, really nice build-up play there. More of that, please, Trincao. Fekir to whip the ball in. Goes to that back post. Wallace can't quite beat the keeper to the ball. And, well, a clear-cut chance it was not. It was a half chance, but we did hit the woodwork with it. And as far as we're concerned, we will consider that our best chance of the game so far. Not a particularly inspiring first half. Lille are always a tricky team to break down, always a tough team to play. But at the same time, the way that this game's going right now is perhaps a teeny tiny bit concerning. Part of me's thinking, do I want to put the fullbacks on attack? But I am worried that we'll get hit behind. But I feel like maybe we go back to what we know in terms of fullbacks on attack. See how it works out for us. Of course, we've got options on the bench. Ball whipped in. Lopez, nice stop. Heart in mouth moment for a second. And especially then when he decided to drop the ball down and roll it short with Lille applying a high press. That was not necessary at all. Coming up to an hour gone. Fekir's picked up a knock. We're going to have to take him off for hour. Keane hasn't played very well. I'm going to bring in Gabels for him. Trincao's match sharpness is a bit of a concern. So you know what? We'll bring in Malcolm as well for the last half an hour. An early triple change. Cue the injury to happen. And us be playing down a man because of it. It's kind of what I'm anticipating right now. Part of me wants to go to the more direct attacking style of play, and we might well need to if they score here. They hit the woodwork. Rebound. Wallace. What a tackle that is. Oh my lord. We're not doing enough. I'm going to go more direct attacking. We're opening ourselves up to a counter. I feel like we've not even hit the target with a shot. We've had 10 shots and just done nothing with it. It's a good job we didn't try playing work the ball into the box as an instruction for today's game, isn't it? 87th minute. We've had 1 shot on target. There is 4 minutes left. There is a highlight starting. I mean, we've had 2 half chances. We've debatably been the better team. I feel like Lopez, he's handled it outside the area. What are we reviewing with VAR here? I mean, if it's in or... Sorry. The keeper's handled it outside the area. An indirect free kick's been given. Not something that very often happens in FM. The referee has gone to check if the keeper handling the ball outside of the area is a penalty. Let's just let that sink in for a second. Football Manager, you are drunk. Not a common occurrence. In fact, it's probably the first time this year in thousands of hours of FM, or over 1,000 hours of FM, that I've seen a keeper handle it outside the area. I mean, imagine if he gave a penalty now. Good. So now we know that the keeper handling the ball outside the penalty area happened outside the penalty. Brilliant. Thank you, FM. I mean, what's Lopez going to do here? He gets a yellow card for his troubles. Right, get in goal, please, Lopez. It's a bit of a weird set piece to defend this one, isn't it, Pepe? What's he going to do? He crosses it in. I mean, if they score from this, it's an awful error by Lopez that's led to this. Fortunately, it's not going to go in. And I think this game is just going to end 0-0. Unless there's a late chance, which there's not going to be. Not a classic. Not a particularly inspiring game. The highlight was that VAR shenanigans, I feel like. But that is not good enough. A bit of a concern. I guess the silver lining is that we were good defensively. Fekir's out with a tight 5 for a small amount of time. 2 injuries to contend with is a little bit of a concern. How long's Coman out for? Full training tomorrow. Fekir needs 2 days. Our next match is in 5 days. Let's make sure that we rest all the players who are struggling a little bit with fitness. I'm just wondering if I want to go, like, stick with Tolisso at left back, like our previous best 11 selection, or if we stick with Mendy, who's played there the last few games and actually done a pretty good job in that position. It's a bit of a dilemma, isn't it? I might stick with Mendy, but then do I bring in Tolisso for Ndombele or Toussaint? Change up our midfield setup a little. Valencia top of the group as well, so not going to be an easy game for us. Gravenberch playing well for Napoli, that's what I want to see. Shadas playing for Newcastle, still not improved a great deal since he's gone there. In fact, he's not really had the best loan spell so far. Let's have a little word with him. Form, you've been crap. Good. He knows he's playing bad. How is St. Maximin doing? Done well in Europe. In the Europa League, not so good. He's only got a limited time left on his current contract. He's currently on 50 grand a week. He's willing to sign an extension, which kind of surprises me. But is good because he's valued quite highly. Come on, sign the 5-year deal. He really wants a 4-year deal. You know what? That's fine. I did see some comments last episode, about Jack, why don't you sell the players who are unhappy? And I personally feel like in Football Manager, players are very fickle. In terms of a player kicks up a fuss about wanting to leave. Within a month, usually, they're kind of over that hump and happy to play again. Obviously, we've already kind of seen that a little bit with Fekir, although he's unhappy because he feels like I've let him down. I'm hoping that Lenglet sooner rather than later will, stop being moody. But I just feel like, in general, players are very fickle. I know when you look at our team here, it looks like we've got a lot of players who are unhappy right now. I think you've got to consider that outside the likes of Fekir, Wallace, I guess Moreno, Lenglet and Aouar and Coman, a lot of these players are players who are like, our backup players wanting to go out on loan to domestic clubs where I didn't want to loan them out because of the domestic loan limit, or in the case of Konate, just a player who I didn't want to loan out because he's our fourth choice centre-back this year. But, I do monitor the happiness, and I do completely agree with people that happiness is important in Football Manager, and morale certainly plays a big factor. But equally, players are, as I said, players are fickle in FM. They change their opinion every day of the week. You get players who kick up a fuss about wanting to leave, and, they go on from that. Oh, PSG drew against Angers. That is a good result. That makes our draw seem less bad. But, players want to leave all the time in Football Manager and they come around to it. I know some people also said, Jack, you expect too much for your players. For a player like Fekir, we got offered, what was it, £40 million plus some bonuses? This guy every season has contributed over about 30 goals every season. For £40 million, can I get a guaranteed, 30 goal contribution player every season? And I don't feel like I can. Toussaint wants a new contract. Can we talk him out of it? We can't. He's thinking about it, but the fact we've talked to him has changed his mind. He's got 3 years left on his current deal. I'd quite like to extend his contract. I'm concerned about the contract that he's going to ask for. He's currently on 50 grand a week. He wants these big rises, which I just can't give him. I'm willing to go to 85 for Toussaint. 85 Toussaint. 85, he knows. 88. So you might be like, why wouldn't you offer Toussaint more? He's already on a 3-year deal. Does he have an optional? He has an optional contract extension in it. It actually would be a mistake to offer him a new contract, as far as I'm concerned. In fact, I've almost done more harm than good there because I talked him out of wanting to request one, and then we've offered it, and it's just not worked out. Coman's picked up another knock, which is a bit of a concern. Do I want to play Malcolm or do I want to play Trincao? You know what? I think I want to play Trincao. He's a little bit younger, a little bit hungrier. Malcolm has to accept that he came in for a bit of a budget price, really. Martial is wanted by Chelsea. Surely they're not going to have him up for sale. Could be another former Lyon player that we bring back. Although for the money that they're asking for, probably not so likely. Just a probably. Valencia considered favours. Marko Arnautovic is apparently the player we need to be wary of. Our group is not a group of death, but it's a group of difficulty. You know, there's not massive teams in our Champions League group stage, but it's teams like Valencia and Benfica that can always be a bit just tricky. You know, they can just kind of be a bit of a thorn in your side, I guess. It is very important that we get a result here, though, in the Champions League group stage. If we just look at the current group situation and dynamics, ourselves and Benfica are tied after 2 games each. Weird that we're playing Valencia next. I guess that's a scheduling thing. Maybe 2 teams sharing a stadium. Oh wait, no, ignore me. I was feeling like we'd already played Valencia, but of course we played them back to back. Ideally though, we really need to beat them here in this first game at home. The away leg is going to be more tricky. A loss here and there's going to be big pressure in our 4th game of the group stage going away from home to them and trying to get a result. That's really not going to be easy. There's a 16-year-old Polish player here who apparently is rated very highly by our board. Plays for Lyon. He's a consistent performer, has good flair, okay vision. How much do they want for him? About 2.5 million for him. Is it worth a punt at 2.5 million? Given how much our board, not our board, our staffer, you know, recommended him, I feel like it's probably worth just going for. We can afford it as well with a few minor board adjustments. I think it's going to be in the region of about 2.3. Yeah, 2.3, 2.4. Still want to try 2.2. They've locked in 2.3. We'll get a second scout report and have another look at him. Was there any other players who have been scouted and recommended? A few players, but players who we're probably going to struggle to attract. 2 Monaco youngsters, actually. They've got that Slimani player as well. Monaco look like they've got some really good regens so far in this save. I'm a little jealous. Although, to be fair, we've had our own good regens, really, when you think about it. Durand, I'm still really excited about. He looks like a top-quality keeper. It's just a shame about his aerial reach. I'd love that to be a little bit better. He's just not the best keeper, you know, when coming for the ball in the air. Tons looks very good here. Obviously, we've got Huet here, who looks okay again. If we sort by potential, that's probably a better way to judge players. Cisse, I don't remember you, Cisse, last year. Apparently I offered you a contract and you've been developing well. How long's left on your current deal? Oh, 4 years. We don't need to worry about it just yet. Players like Michael as well. And then, of course, you get to the reserves and there's even more players waiting in the wings. And a lot of them are out on loan, which is nice to see. Although, actually, to be fair, a lot of the players out on loan are the quote-unquote real players. How has Diaz done for Juve? He's played a decent amount of football for them, considering he's playing for Juventus. There for the next 2 years. I like the look of how he's getting on right now. His contract runs out at the end of next year. I would like to renew that, ideally, given the fact that he's so young and playing for Juventus. He's currently on £1,500 a week. How much do you reckon he's going to ask for? Okay, he's not asked for a small amount, but he probably does justify the wages. 9,500. I feel like he could come back from his loan at Juventus next year and be a backup centre-back for us. Also, 2 international caps for Colombia already is absolutely fantastic. Really like Oje. How's Freitas doing out on loan? He's playing for Malaga. He's not actually made too many appearances in the league for them, but he's actually improved quite a lot as a player overall, which is good. It's always interesting, you know. I feel like you see the loan updates kind of coming for players, but you don't actually really look at how they're actually developing. You just kind of look at their match-by-match performance, whereas sometimes you have players who might not be playing a great amount of matches, but actually when they are, even though they're not playing, they're already making the most of the facilities at the club that they're at. How's Marco de Jong doing at Angers? He's played a fair amount for them. Of course, he's playing for the team that got a draw not that long ago. How's Tizzy done? Lots of improvement. That's what I want to see, like this kind of stuff. You know, he's not played that many games for Sochaux, but when he's played well, and his actual improvements have been really, really solid. Why can I not look at his attribute development? Is it because he's out on loan? If I go to development, obviously normally you can just click on a player's attributes here and it like shows. I swear it works for players who are out on loan. Does it not? I feel like that link used to work. There's definitely a way to monitor a player's development. I'm trying to remember how you do it. Apparently we're not getting match reports on Tizzy. That's awkward. Is there any other players I'm not getting match reports on that I've forgotten about? There could be. Do I really want to go through them all? There's quite a lot here to go through, isn't there? David Diaz, I don't feel like we've had updates from you. We haven't. Right, Gerard Houllier, get on it. Calculator, yep. I've done a fail here. I'm not too bothered about some of these players and how they're doing on loan. But Tizzy is an important one. I noticed we had some buyout clauses here. Rajkovic. We can buy out his clause from Genk. Not Ghent, Genk. But it's probably not worth it. The fact there's two teams in Belgium called Genk and Ghent always throws me off. Francisco Ramos were due 1.2 million after 46 more league appearances. Is he likely to play 46 games in the league for Swansea? Maybe, but to be honest, I'd rather just have 800,000 now. It's not a massive amount of money. It's not going to make a world of difference, but hey, it's money that we now have. Anyway, team for today's game against Valencia. Fekir's coming back from his injury. He's a little bit unhappy, so you know what? We'll sit him out. I'm going to play Markovic ahead of Lenglet at centre-back. How's Mendy's recent form been? 7.0, 6.8, 7.0. It's not really standout, is it? How's Toliso's form been as well? Let's have a look. 6.4 at left back, 8.3 at left back. You see, he has struggled playing left back. Played okay when we played him at centre mid. You know what? I might stick with Mendy at left back. And on Ndombele, recent form's been okay. Toussaint's form's been a bit hit and miss. But Tolisso just isn't as good defensively as Toussaint is. Especially as a ball-winning midfielder, there is a world of difference between these two guys. They're kind of two sides of the opposite sides of the same coin, if that makes sense. I guess the other option here would be to play the five-man midfield. Play Toussaint in there. Then you could bring in Tolisso. That would be a really stacked kind of centre midfield setup. But I kind of want to give Aouar a bit more responsibility and a bit more game time. I feel like he could be the successor to Fekir. In fact, I think he is the successor to Fekir. But he's not really been afforded enough game time. And with Fekir just coming back from a little bit of a knock and being unhappy, it's a good opportunity. Interesting to see they're playing this system against us again. I wonder if teams are recognising the fact that we struggle against this tactic and now using it against us. Valencia unbeaten in their last two. Let's end that run today. And let's see how we get on. I'm not going to change anything from the default tactics. We're not going to have work ball into the box. We're not going to set the fullbacks more defensive. We're just going to go with this and, well, roll with the punches. Apparently, Militao's picked up a tight groin immediately and looks like he wants to come off. We'll keep an eye on him. I'm going to risk him for now because he looks like he might be okay. Mendy tries to get a ball inside, blocked away, now falls to Rodrigo. Valencia's team is very, very good as well. That cannot be understated here. Like, they are top of this group for a reason. They beat Benfica as well, who, well, we lost to. At the same time, at home against them, a couple of years ago, I would have been like, this should be a game that we win every day of the week. But now going into this kind of game, I feel like my confidence in the players is a little bit rocked. Militao's still struggling. I'm going to take him off just to play it safe. Lucas Romero is a more than adequate right back, even though he's listed as a world-class midfielder. He can really come in and do a job for us, I feel like, there. Anyway, Emerson's whipping the ball for them. Can we deal with this? We can't. The ball goes narrowly over. Apparently Ndombele now had a twisted knee. We could nurse him through the game. I don't want to risk it. I don't like knee injuries. We'll bring on another world-class midfielder in Tolisso. We're like a magician. We're just pulling the world-class midfielders out of our hat whenever we want. I was about to say 0-0 at the break, but with, what, 50 seconds left of the half, there's a chance. Interestingly, Benfica losing to Dynamo Kiev could be a very, very beneficial result, particularly if we could get a win here. That is not a result I really factored in for or considered a possibility, but if Benfica do struggle, we can maybe capitalise on that. 30 seconds left of the half. Can we create something in the dying embers of this bit? Battled by Aouar, but the ball gets pinged forward to Rodrigo, who's through. Tries to chip Lopez, who stands tall to it. Lovely stop by the Portuguese keeper. It's a teeny tiny bit concerning perhaps they hit us on the break like they did, but at half-time it's 0-0. Dynamo Kiev lead through an own goal. Not happy with the performance so far. Has anyone played particularly badly? Not really. It's been a very kind of so-so performance by the entire team. We've already used 2 subs because of the injury, so our kind of options in terms of what we can do to change this game are somewhat limited. Vass here with a set piece. Lopez, nice stop. Can he get up for the second one? He doesn't need to. Wallace, no nonsense, just boots it clear. I do feel like over the last few years, our back post corners, ironically corner starts, have been less efficient than they used to be. I'm not someone who I know there's some people who really pride themselves on like set pieces in Football Manager. I actually feel like the default ones can usually do an okay job. We went with the back post corners, of course, but it feels like for the longest time now that we've not really got much in the way of rewards from them. So I'm almost tempted just to go back to the regular corner system. Mendy here anyway, down this left-hand side. Can he get it in? Tackled from the back throw Sola, who's going to lump it forward to Rodrigo. Markovic, at least that time, doesn't let the ball beat him like he did just before half-time for that early opportunity. Can we make something happen here? Aouar and Tolisso building up play. Lovely run by Aouar. Fred's in Trincao. Shot blazes wide of the crossbar. Or off the post, rather. But good effort. Hit first time. Could almost see what he was trying to do. Just didn't quite work out for us. A few bookings to the centre midfielders is concerning, especially to Toussaint. I'm going to take him off to play it safe. Might be playing Aouar at ball winning midfield, which I really don't like, but we're almost forced into that due to our current predicament. In fact, ignore me. I've got an idea. If I move Romero in for Toussaint, Markovic goes to right back. And then we bring in Lenglet. Now, I know we're not changing things in the final third here, but I'm desperate not to go a man down in this game. And I feel like ball-winning midfielder on a booking, recipe for disaster. 10 minutes left. Do I want to go to the more direct attacking style of play? Knowing that Benfica were at least losing, I don't know if they still are. They're losing 2-0. A draw would actually be a good point against Valencia here, so I'm not even going to risk it by going more attacking unnecessarily. This is a good point against good opposition, especially knowing the context of things. It is a second 0-0 in a row, so in some ways it's good that we're solving some of our defensive issues. Equally, I'm a little concerned about the fact that now we seemingly can't buy ourselves a goal. A draw is okay though. Valencia unbeaten in the group for a reason. We were without Fekir and Koeman as well, which is a significant handicap for us to have. Maximin signs a new contract, which is good news. Of course, out on loan at Everton at the moment. How is St. Maximin doing? He played in the Europa League and he got an assist in the Europa League. He's just a Europa League player, apparently. That isn't why I gave him a new contract. I'm not anticipating us falling into the Europa League in the next few years. Just to make that completely clear. Auger continuing to improve. That actually looked like the same improvements as before. I'm not going to lie. Slama apparently hasn't improved in training very much. I love the name Miroslav Slama. It's a great name. He doesn't like his individual training of stamina. Mate, you have 10 stamina and 10 work rate. Like, you're on the wing. I need you to be better there. Angers, can you get us a result against Monaco? No. They got a result against PSG, though. Interestingly, I know Monaco have played an extra game, but 4 points clear of PSG now. Moise Keane's done well in training. Probably earned himself a start, to be honest. I'm really tempted to change the striker role with our more controlling system to play, attacking advance forward. We've got Metz in our next game. They're bottom of the league. They've been a bit of a struggling side. This is the kind of game that we really, really, really need to win and win comfortably. Get a few goals, build up some confidence. Is this transfer delay? No, we can adjust things if we need to. I'm going to delay it. I just want a second scouting opinion. But I do like the look of that Polish player. He looks very, very good. Freitas got 15 minutes for Malaga. Jorgelin has picked up a bit of an injury. I mean, he's our third choice keeper. Debatably our fourth choice as well, depending on if you consider the idea that we could recall Durand and play him in goal as an option. But I don't know how to feel about this episode. 2 0-0s in a row. I don't want to say it's concerning, but it's just not ideal, is it, really? I didn't see what Ligue 1 teams are playing on this Saturday. I don't know if PSG are playing. They are playing Cannes. Cannes, can you do us a favour? Can they do it? Do you get it? No? Okay, never mind. I mean, could they do it? No, they couldn't. Auxerre are doing very well. We're on drew against Brest. A win here can only take us as high as 5th. We really need to win it as well. It's mad to think there's already pressure on our shoulders that we really just can't afford to slip up. I mean, ultimately it was slip-ups last year that cost us the title, but we didn't really know it at the time. Let's hope we can have a better performance in this game. Just as a reminder as well, auto saves, saves. We receive money from the Mateta deal, and he's been getting goals for Mans, so we benefit from that. Ferreira out on loan, Jadas out on loan. It's kind of exciting waiting for the loan updates to come in. Keita here actually got another goal. He's actually been playing a lot for Auxerre. They're 3rd in the league, or 4th in the league, and he's been a big part of their plans. Of course, joined us for a tiny fee. Went on loan to Auxerre, and he's finding his feet, isn't he, the young Frenchman? He's only 17, loads of room to improve, and actually, he really has improved. Punching above his weight, to be fair. David Diaz signs a new contract. That is good news. Kenny Lala is thinking about leaving due to lack of game time. Toussaint, can you solve this? Of course you can. I like Lala just as our kind of backup fullback. You know, backup left and right back. He's like the plan C, really. I don't really expect well, you hope that we don't have to call upon him, I guess. I don't really expect us to call upon him, barring an injury crisis. But he's there for when we need him to be. And I feel like we all need a member in our squad like Lala. Anyway, big game for us. Didn't Marseille lose 5-1 there, or was that them winning 5-1? I kind of skimmed over the result. Durand keeps a clean sheet, of course he does. Yeah, Guingamp won 4-1. That's a massive result. Marseille struggling. I guess the same could be said about us. If we just look at our theoretical best 11, at least what I thought our best 11 was at the start of the year here, bring in Mendy at left back because he's played well there. Now, Leader's not played good, but I feel like he's got to come good eventually, and actually a game here against a team who aren't doing that great in the league could be good. Coman's still kind of on the fringes of being fit. Lenglet's still unhappy. This could be a good game to bring in Kanate, to be honest. Maybe try and build up some confidence. Lacking a little bit of match sharpness, a few of our players, but I'm willing to go with it. I think we'll keep the striker on and advance forward and see how that works for us. Malcolm going to get a chance today. Maulida keeping the faith. Kanate as well. Just wondering about dropping Fekir again, you know, for Awar, but I feel like I need to give Fekir the chance. Is he still moody, Fekir? He doesn't even want to talk to me. Feel like pure shit. Just want Fekir back. I considered whether or not I wanted to swear then. I will apologise for my French for the younger audience amongst us. All those of us not wearing headphones who might have me playing out of speakers. If your wife's listening, if your parents are listening, I'm sorry. It wasn't Jimmy's fault. There's going to be one person called Jimmy watching this. I'm talking to his parents specifically, but anyone related to anyone who's offended. I feel like, you know, when someone swears on like daytime TV and that the TV host has to apologise. Except I'm apologising for myself for something I have absolutely no obligation to apologise for. Anyway, can we make something happen? We really need to. Gabels, I need you firing on all cylinders and not doing that. What are we doing? Why are we here? They've hit the woodwork. The rebound is just about hooked away by Militao, but I've just skipped a heartbeat. Aouar here, bringing the ball forward, switches it over to Maolida. What can he do? Down this left-hand side he goes, whips in the ball. Bells isn't there, falls to Aouar to end on Bele. Can he score? Of course he can. Aouar. I knew I should have kept the faith in him. Hashtag better than Fekir. 1-0 here. It's taken 10 minutes, but Endon Bele with his 4th goal of the season. That is no small contribution. Ball played across. You wondered if he might go to Malcolm on the right. He went alone, and it was, well, a justified decision with that finish. And we move up to 5th. As I said, we should be winning against Metz here, who are down in 18th so comfortably. This should be a confidence builder. This should be one where Gabels can grab a brace and just relax off the back of it and hopefully take confidence going forward. Although Gaston wrestles through one player. He's on his own. He goes on his... I mean, I feel like a couple of episodes ago that would have just flown into the top corner. Mercifully for us, it has just gone wide of the mark. Ball whipped in here by Malcolm to Kanate. He's on the road to redemption, Kanate. Aouar, have a go. Toussaint has a go. Oh my god, did that hit the crossbar? I think it hit the outside of the post actually, but a good little effort. By having all the chances, it does scare me the idea that they could hit us on the break, but let's keep the faith, shall we? Endon Bele with it. Goes to Aouar. Bringing it forward. No one really in support. Is that a shot? I really hope that was a badly hit cross and not a shot. Otherwise, I am concerned. Anyway, Toussaint here. It's Aouar. Now with Maolida. Mendy out to his left, who he goes to. Crosses it to the edge of the area to the goal scorer. Now with Aouar, who hits it. Oh my lord. Endon Bele returns the favour, but that is all on Aouar. What a goal that is. Does feel like we're becoming a little overly reliant on wonder goals at times. But I'm not going to complain about it for as long as they can come in for us. One touch, second touch is the shot. Keeper gets a hand to it, but he just can't quite claw it round his post. 2 goals to the good now. We can perhaps afford to relax, although if they score here, we would be in trouble. They hit the outside of the post. That is a warning. Let's heed that warning now, please, boys. I'm going to demand more from you. I know we're winning after half an hour. Malcolm, don't feel pressured by me, son. I need players who thrive under the pressure, not ones who crumble under it. At half-time, it's 2-0. I feel like we're avoiding a potential kind of slip-up here, which is good. We just need to keep it going now. The job is not done. And I want the players to know that the job's not done. You weren't bad, but you can improve. Look at that. They all love me. Basically Jesus right now. I always feel like when you give a good team talk and everyone loves it, it's kind of that Wolf of Wall Street scene. You know, it just stood in front of the big crowd and everyone's cheering and applauding. That's how I imagine it in my head. You know, just arms out like I'm a bloody god. And all these people under me worship me. And then there's just Fekir being really bitter with Rajkovic in the corner of the office, unhappy. Malcolm, what can you do? Whips it in. Toussaint's picked up a knock. Let's take you off. It's a cut hand. Bless him. Get him a plaster. Romero can come in for him, but get him someone get a plaster. He's cut his hand. Plasters will do. We don't need stitches. It'll be fine. Still only 2-0 here. I was hoping we might kick on and get a few more goals after we went a goal ahead. Maybe a chance here for, oh my god, Gabels. We've still not really created enough clear-cut opportunities here. I'm going to go more attacking. 2 goals to the good. I'm not so concerned about them fighting back in this game. Equally, kind of was hoping for a little bit more. Gabels has played poor again. I'm going to bring in... I'm going to bring in Moise Keane. And I'm also going to bring in... I was thinking about who I'd bring in to build up some confidence. I think we'll bring in Trincao. Trincao and Malcolm have kind of alternated this episode with Coman being out injured, it's a good opportunity to build up their match fitness, give them some first team exposure, hopefully just keep them both happy. A highly competitive part of the field, our attacking midfield, it would be fair to say. And well, was that a chance for Trincao? I'm not sure who that fell to. It might have even been Aouar, I think it was. Should be hitting the target. Might have a set piece here. Back post. Trincao's there, heads it. Keeper just about keeps it onto the post. How did this not go in? I mean, it didn't go in because it didn't cross the line. It wasn't even close. But anyway, that's going to be all she wrote. 2-0. Only 2 goals this episode. It's been a tame one, but I'll take the results given how things have gone as of late. That is a good little performance, I feel like. We get the 3 points. Against the team third from bottom in the league, albeit. 9 points behind PSG, which is a good little recovery. I feel like at one point we were 14 points behind them. Ndombele, I'm very pleased with you, mate. You're playing well. Mendy suspended, so that's probably going to be a chance for Tolisso to play there. Interestingly enough, he's now accomplished at left back. So that's good news for us. Moreno's still requested to leave the club. He wants out. He wants to leave. Next game in 6 days. Players are a little bit tired. I'm just wondering how we might rotate things going into that game. It's probably worth bringing back in the likes of Depay, Fekir, Coman. Gabel's I'm going to drop. I'm going to bring in Moise Kean to play up top, I think. See what he can do. It's frustrating because I really want to stick with both Gabel's and Moise Kean because I feel like they're just on a rough run of form. I'm hoping that, you know, once they get a few, they can come good. And maybe Angers will, you know, be an opportunity in our next game for us to do that. Although, we have seen today, just today, the fact that they did dispatch of PSG. So maybe we can't kind of completely discount them just yet. I mean, looking at the league, it feels like we just need to be pushing for the Champions League, realistically. Anything beyond that is going to be, I think, a little out of reach, even at this early stage. Let's just have a look. Board confidence. Very secure. I mean, that's good news. I guess they've not quite realised that we're not doing so well in the league. They're pleased that we have a chance to qualify for the Europa League. The minimum expectation is we win the league. I mean, apparently we're meeting expectations. Apparently. The fact we won the Trophy des Champions probably helps us. They want us to reach the quarter-final of the Champions League. That's not easy. Match performances have been a little hit and miss. I guess the win against Monaco was the big one. Things could be worse. I feel like right now. In terms of transfer dealings, they're a bit disappointed with some of the dealings that we did. I don't feel like we had a choice of all of these. Though equally, there are some deals that they're very, very happy about, which is good. And in tactics, they're satisfied, are the board and the fans. It's not a glowing review, is it? Satisfied. Satisfactory, just as a word, feels bad. Durand, oh my, he's gone up to 9 aerial reach, everyone, and 9 jumping. He's growing. I think he might have actually gone up by a centimetre. People sometimes ask, Jack, why do you play on centimetres and not feet and inches? Because in England, obviously, it's more normal to use feet and inches. The reason is that I can monitor a player's growth more carefully with centimetres because you can spot it going up a little more easily. But, no, we're doing okay here, aren't we? Scout report has come in Marius. We need a nickname for him. He has loads of room to improve. He's only 16. When's his birthday? It's actually kind of coming up soon. At £2 million, it's such a low-risk deal. I think it's probably worth it. We have quite similar players to him. I guess that's the only concern. Let's just compare him to Auger. Is it just worth a punt because he's got good potential and he's so young, so he could still improve? It's not a lot of money either. You know what? I'm not overly convinced just based off the latest scout report, although he's consistent. Professional personality means he will improve quite a lot, and his mentals are relatively solid. And the fee that we're paying really isn't that much. Now, you know what? I think it's worth it. I think it is worth it at the end of the day. Bordeaux beat Toulouse in the league. There's some Coupe de la Ligue games going on. I assume we just come in at a later stage there. More players scoring on loans, which is good. Jovic and Freitas getting goals. Was Freitas for Malika's main team? It was. Maybe he can fight for a first team spot. Luka Jovic picked up a goal as well, which is good, I guess. It's his first goal all year. It came in the Spanish Cup as well. Hopefully he can now kick on in the league, I guess, and get some goals. Lucas Romero's out for 3 weeks. That is not an ideal injury to have right there. In terms of what it means that Kenny Lala gets a chance on the bench, everyone. Also means that Militao is probably going to have to come back into the team, despite perhaps being a little worse for wear and a little tired. Moise Keane only has 3 years left on his current deal. Can we offer him a new contract? We can. I kind of want to give him a new one. The fact he's already in the national team and he's asking for a wage increase after national appearances does concern me slightly. Let's go to 55k a week. I really would like a 5-year deal for him to sign. 57? He really doesn't like the idea of a 5-year deal, does he? There we go. 5-year contract. Want to lock him down. He's 21. He's improved a lot this year. I really feel like with Keane and Goodbells, we have 2 players who are they're just worth having here. I know they're not in the best of form right now, and I know people are going to be like, you need a world-class striker. I feel like these guys are both on the cusp of being world-class. I feel like when you look at their attributes, they should be performing a lot better than they are. Auger continues to impress. Did his passing go up? Was that 15 before? Am I spotting that correct? Let's have a look. It did go up. Let's see. I do notice attribute changes. Look at the yellow. It's what you want to see. What are we currently training him as? Advanced playmaker. That's what I was thinking we should train him as anyway. I'm going to praise your training, son. Has anyone else trained well? Keane, again. Maulid has trained well. He's not been in the best of forms, but he's trained well. And for that, he deserves a bit of praise. A bit of confidence building, perhaps. Anyway, I realise I'm just mashing continue on here, but I want to do the Auger game next episode. In terms of next episode, 3 games, I imagine. We've got Auger, Valencia, Bordeaux. Episode after that, it's a big one. Arva, Dynamo Kiev and PSG. Hopefully I see you guys for those ones. As I mentioned at the start, I am going to be recording ahead, so I can't be as responsive to comments. I'm aiming for about 3 episodes a week for the next couple of weeks. I know that's not ideal for some people, but as I said, I've got to record 7 episodes in about 3 days, and I want the episodes to be good. If I do, even 7 might be a push. Just kind of keep an eye out on the channel, but 7 episodes in 3 days, you know, I have to sit down. This has been, what, 48 minutes of continuous talking? Talking is exhausting, even for someone who likes talking as much as I do. Regardless, though, let's not worry about that. Hopefully I see you guys next time. Yeah, thank you for watching, as always. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.